Well, today is October the 29th, and 70 years ago, on this date, 1945, our Jessup VFW Post 4583 was established. So today is our 70th birthday.
70 years old. Do you have any information who were some of the charter members?
Yes.
Yeah, you do. I'm glad to hear that. Let's hear some of our forefathers here in Jessup who started the Jessup VFW back on this date in 1945.
Well, one of them is very personal and a dear friend of mine and sort of guided me along through the years. I'd realized and found out a couple of weeks ago that my dad was a charter member.
No.
So so this has been an extra special.
He had quite a career here in Wayne County, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Being the chief of police and the sheriff here for so many years. But in 1945,
you didn't know that until 2 weeks ago.
I didn't know that.
You did not know that your dad was a charter member, but you didn't know he was a charter member. Wow.
I knew he was a member, but did not know he was a charter member. At one point in time, he was the post commander. And I knew that, and I've read the charter that's on our wall out there many times, but never really read all of the names.
Okay, we'll go ahead with the other names. Okay,
but in 1945, the first officers that were elected to the post, we had Jack R. Belmer, that was the post commander. Robert Murray was the senior commander. We had the junior vice commander was Rochelle Davis.
All right, we know Joe Rochelle.
Yeah, the chaplain was Chestnut A. Thompson. Had a surgeon, Joseph Keith Jr. The adjutant and the quartermaster was Don Shuptrine.
Okay, Shuptrines.
And we had trustees. We had Hobson H. Tart and Robert L. Wynn. So those were the first officers for the post when it was started.
Okay.
As none of our charter members or the last surviving charter member was Doug Daniels, and he passed away just not long ago.
Right.
But certainly there are family members that are still here in Wayne County, maybe, and so tonight between 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock, we're going to have a little birthday celebration out at the post, and we're going to have a cake cutting at 6 o'clock this evening. So we would like to invite all of the members of the VFW to be there. We would also like to invite whoever would like to come out and help us celebrate. But especially if there are family members of those first officers that are still here in the area, you would certainly be more than welcome. We'd love to see you and talk to you. So if you could be there, again, between 5 and 7 o'clock tonight, we're going to actually cut the cake at 6.
Okay, so, at the VFW post here in Jessup.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to talk about is we've got a deadline that's coming up here. Every year, the VFW has a scholarship and awards program. The Voice of Democracy is for high school students, grades 9 through 12. It is a 3 to 5 minute recorded essay, and it is judged locally at the district level, at the state level, and national level.
Okay.
The national first place winner will receive a $30,000 scholarship.
Wow.
And then in the middle schools, we have a program called Patriots Pen, and it is a 300 to 400 word essay that's written by the students and is submitted. Now, this week I received a call from Martha Puckett School, and the folks out there at Martha Puckett, I had taken information out there to them, and they got the teachers involved, and we now have 15 excellent essays that we have to judge from Martha Puckett alone.
Just
so
hopefully have some from Martha Williams also.
So hopefully we'll get some more in. The deadline is this weekend. So if they can't get it to us by tomorrow, we will accept them on Monday. if they can get it to us on Monday. But since the deadline actually is midnight on November 1st, which is a Sunday, VFW is not open on Sundays. So,
that's right.
So if they could get it to us on Monday, we would still accept it. But
Okay.
We would really love to get some more. If you have questions about it, the schools all have information on those programs.
Okay.
And those are the two biggies for the VFW. Again, the birthday party tonight and celebration. So we look forward to seeing people there. And now, if you'll let me.
All right. Off goes the VFW cap, and on goes the hospice cap.
Yeah, we have
Mr. Volunteer himself, Jim Poindexter.
We have some very good news and that I would like to share with everybody. We have. We talked about a community need for Jessup and Wayne County for the last couple of months. And when I was taking care of Mom had Alzheimer's. When I was taking care of her, I probably did a whole lot of things wrong and had no idea where to go for help. So what we decided to do as a community service is to establish an Alzheimer's support group. And several of our staff have received training as a facilitator for the program. And so we would really just like to get the word out that we are going to be having our first Alzheimer's support group meeting at the hospice office conference room there on Sunset Boulevard on November the 17th at 6 p.m.
Okay, November 17th at 6 at hospice on Sunset Boulevard across Del Morris Park.
This is a caregiver support group, and
okay.
Hopefully we'll be able to meet together and help each other in caring for our family members that have dementia and Alzheimer's, and to help them move along and just basically give support to the caregivers.
Yeah, you think that's such a great idea that it had been done already?
There are support groups in other areas, but and I understand there was one here many years ago, but it sort of faded by the wayside. I was told yesterday that Dr. Hicks had started one some years ago.
Yeah, that's quite a few years ago.
Probably when she left, it probably went by the wayside. But we would love to have people, anybody in the community that has questions about Alzheimer's and needs support to take care of their loved ones. That's what this is for. We're really looking forward to this.
Well, I think that's a great I think that you're doing there with hospice, and as a person who's had to deal with a grandmother with that, and then when other folks have had to deal with it, sometimes you're going through it and you don't understand, you don't know what to do, you don't know what to say, and a support group will kind of see what other folks are going through. You're not alone, and maybe get some ideas on the best way of dealing with it. So the support group for Alzheimer's and for dementia starting on November 17th, first meeting support group for caregivers, November 17th at 6 p.m. at Hospice of South Georgia on Sunset Boulevard across from Del Morris Park.
Yes.
Everyone's invited.
Anyone is invited.
Any caregiver's invited. Okay.
That's it.
All right. All right.
That just about takes care of us today.
That does. Well, you got a couple of items there at VFW and item there with hospice. Bob, any questions or comments for Jim this morning?
Like I said, just hopefully they can get that thing for Alzheimer's. Just a cruel thing, when they don't, know who you are. And I know it's hard for families. It's just tough. Your loved one doesn't even know who you are. It's a very cruel disease.
It is. It is. Of course, the person with Alzheimer's doesn't realize because of their condition. They don't realize a lot of what they do, what they say, how they act, and even after they do something, 1 minute, 2 minutes later, it's they don't remember. But the family member, the caregiver is under a lot of stress to take care of this. So we're hoping that we'll be able to provide that support, and with the groups meeting together, what worked for me may not work for you in taking care of. So with all of us together, it'll be a really good program to help us to work with our family members.
Okay, and the one act play that the Wayne County Drama Department just won region with, and we'll be going to state with on November 14th, it has different scenes with different characters at a dock on a lake. Some scenes are funny, some are sad, some will touch you. But one of the scenes where the actress and actor won the best actress and best actor for the entire region are from that one scene where she's bringing her dad down to the dock. He used to do that when she was a kid, and she's the daughter, and she has to take care of him. And she's bringing him down there to try to revive, to try to see if any of those memories there at the dock will help bring him back a little bit. And it's a very, very touching scene, especially for folks who've had to deal with folks with Alzheimer's or dementia. And both from that one scene, in that play, that actor and that actress from Wayne County High School, those students won Best Actor and Best Actress award for the district. But that's just one of the scenes. Other scenes are funny, they make you laugh, and other ones are a little different. That's what's so good about this play, is the fact that called Our Place is it touches all your emotions. It makes you laugh, it makes you cry, it makes you just all kinds of stuff, okay? And so folks, they will be redoing the play once again for the public on November 12th. At the auditorium there at Wayne County High School, and we encourage you to go to it before they go to state competition on November 14th in Warner Robins. And it's just a fantastic play, and you'll see why our Wayne County Drama Department took first place in region this past Saturday, and now moving on the state.
I had heard them talking about the play the other day, and it seemed like these kids are super.
Oh yeah. They put in a lot of hours of practice, and then congratulations to them. But that's one of the scenes. Many scenes. You got those scenes that'll make you laugh and have fun and all that kind of stuff. There's many scenes of different characters down at a lake dock, a dock on a lake. All right. Anything else, Jim?
That's about it.
That's about it. All right, Bob. Anything else for him? All right. I guess we'll move on here. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back more of the world famous Butch and Bob show in 1 minute.
Hospitals, places where healing happens. They foster health and represent hope. From providing treatment and comfort to the sick, to welcoming new life into the world, hospitals are mainstays in healthy, optimistic communities. Being technologically savvy and having equipment rivaling that of large hospitals, Wayne Memorial offers cutting-edge procedures with world-class personalized care. Such care is provided by a team consisting of specialists driving in from larger hospital systems, as well as our local physicians we've come to know so well. Healthcare delivered locally saves a patient time, money, and the hassle of traveling out of town. We are here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You have a choice in your healthcare, and we thank you for choosing us every day. Wayne Memorial Hospital. Caring for the community.
18 minutes after 8 o'clock, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup, world famous Butch and Bob show for this Thursday morning, 29th day of October. And we're just mentioning, Bob, lots going on this afternoon. They have the district cross country meet right here in Jessup, right?
The region cross country.
Region, okay.
Yeah, Wayne County favored to win the region again, so it's going to be here. It just starts at 4:30, so everybody's invited to come on out and watch that.
Okay, so 4:30 this afternoon. Does the boys run and then the girls, and the girls run? How do they do that?
They do it separately, right?
Separately. The girls run and the boys run separately. So all that starts at 4:30 this afternoon, the cross country course, right next to the tennis course across from the high school there on Joy Williamson Road. So 4:30 this afternoon, get out there and watch your cross-country team from Wayne County compete in a region and hopefully win another region championship for Wayne County. Okay, and that's going on right there. Now, Georgia Southern in action tonight. Another Thursday night game for them, Bob.
Right, second Thursday night game in a row with this one at home against Texas State. Should be an easy win.
Okay, so Georgia Southern, Texas State, our coverage will begin at 5:30 this afternoon right here on 105.5 FM. Kickoff at 7:30. Tune in to your Georgia Southern Eagle football radio station here in Southeast Georgia. WIFO 105.5 FM. And then tomorrow night, the last regular season game of the year, and I guess for seeding and state playoff action, whether we go 3 or 4 against the Burke Bears. What do we know about Burke?
Good football team. It's going to be a tough game. They still have a shot to win the region championship. So,
Okay.
as they always have, speed. That's what they got. Speed.
Speed. You can't coach speed, Bob. You got it or you don't. You either got it or you're chasing it, right, Bob?
That's right. You either got it or you're chasing it. We seen him chasing.
We've seen him chasing over the years.
Superintendent Jay Brinson made a good. We talked about the track. And he said that's one area that Wayne County's really faltered in is speed. Because we don't have that venue, don't have that facility. Hopefully with the new East Bluffs down the road that they can get that track and build that track program back up. I mean, for the last 6-7 years, every track meet's been on the road for Wayne County. They don't have a facility to excel in that. So
we got to have a good track. I mean, you take people even like Herschel Walker when he was in high school and at University of Georgia, he improved his speed by being on the track team in the spring. Running that 100, running the 200, and you need these speedsters out there doing that. And during it's one thing about saying, hey, we're going to go out there and run. There's another thing about training and competing against other athletes that are probably going to be against backs and quarterbacks and defensive backs that you're going to play against in the fall, okay? And go out there and run against them in the spring in track. So that definitely improves the speed of a football team if they have a good track program. So we need a good track here in Wayne County.
Need some more Chad Wilsons where they at. Fastest white man I ever saw in my life. Need some of those.
He was a fast guy, huh?
Fast. Kid could fly.
Remember that Russian back in the, was it 80s, early 80s, who just blistered everybody worldwide, that Russian guy? Yeah, he was going to say, my God, that's a fast white guy.
My funny story about Chad. Leslie went on the University of Georgia, played some cornerback, and they were at practice one day arguing who the fastest kid was in Athens, and they lined up the fastest guys, and Chad Wilson beat them all.
Beat them all, huh? Way to go, Chad.
They said, no more dispute on who the fastest is.
Yeah. Well, it's there. It just has to be developed.
Yeah. He could fly, but we just haven't had that speed that we used to have. And it's something you like to have on your football team.
Yeah.
Speed kills, as they say. So, but as I said, I think Jay Brinson made a good point. The fact that we don't have that track facility, don't have that track program, going full throttle will just hurt your other sports with no speed.
Well, I know that when I was in track here at Wayne County High School from 68, 72, we had the track. It was clay. It was around the current JC Stadium. It was their JC Stadium. It was clay at the time. But we had all the facility there with Coach Parks and then Coach Chapman. We had everything there. We hosted heaven knows how many track meets there. We always expected to win when we went into a track meet, especially at home and on the road. And it's just good to have that where you can have a good quality track program, a good track that these guys can develop their skills during the spring.
They used to have, when I first got here, they used to have them at the JC Stadium. They had, the track was a lot better shape than it is now.
Right.
But like I said, I tell that story all the time. They'd have baseball practice and they had a track meet going on at the same time, and Chad be shagging fly balls. And they say, Coach, can we use Chad for the 100? Yeah, Chad go run the 100. Chad go over and put on his cleats and run the 100 and win it. Come back, take some more fly balls, do some bad practice. Coach, can we use Chad for the 400? So Chad would run back and forth and run track and play baseball at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But he'd chalk up a bunch of points for the track team, during baseball practice. So, but it went hand in hand. Like I said, unfortunately, I'd say the last 7-8 years, every track meet Wayne County's had
to be on the road.
So,
yeah, it's not good not to be able to host track meets here.
I tell people all the time, a track meet is a fun thing to be.
It is a fun event.
It's a great spectator sport as well to go watch the 100 meter and the 4x100. It's just
my favorite event to watch, the 4x100.
It's just a fun event, and it always brought people out there to watch. And hopefully we can get back to that one day. But that's they're talking about priorities on this next East Bluffs. That's my number one priority. They got to find a way to get a track somewhere, either put out there by the practice facility to the school or improve the track at JC Stadium. And
I just can't see it being put there at JC Stadium because if you want a surface that is good for folks to run on, like you see these others got Camden and Overton Glen and places like that. You can't have a surface that can be walked on a lot, okay? It has to just be run on. So it really needs to be over there at the high school, or some of the land they have over there dedicated to track. And to have that type of surface that is good on the bones and the joints and the knees and the ankles and everything else for the folks running on it, and that can give them optimum times also. Not running basically on a road, which is that's what it is around JCC. That's a road. It's what you drive on.
Before they got to New Stone Mountain High School, like I said, my first 2 years were at the old Stone Mountain High School. We didn't have a track, so we had to go elsewhere, St. Pius and all that. But we went to Marist High School. That was a track.
The very first,
these people got money.
No, they got money. The very first track I ever went to that had that springy type of touch to it. Back when I was in high school, I can't remember what year it was. I don't know if I was a sophomore, junior, or one of those two. And it was in Fitzgerald. And in Fitzgerald, there was a guy over there who loved track, and he donated a bunch of money, and they put in this top of the line track. And I stepped on that track, and I'm used to running on clay and asphalt and stuff like that. And I stepped on there and my feet smiled. I mean, it was something else. You just kind of sprung on it, you know. You had that kind of that soft, springy feel to it, and but not too soft because it slowed you down. But just it just gave a little bit, and that was fantastic. So hopefully in the next few years we'll be able to get a track. And it's also important for the track program to grow. Because you get these kids out there who see that, they see the track, they see these guys running. Oh yeah, I'd like to do that. I like to be running the speed, or I'd like to run in the mile or 2 mile, or be in the discus or shot put. Because that's where I know some of the linemen did when I was in high school. The linemen, some of those big linemen, like the Mapipkins and the Colliers and people like that, they went from football there, and then during spring they were out there throwing the discus and shot put, still developing their muscles and skills with a different sport.
Staying in shape.
Yep, staying in shape. And so hopefully we'll get that track one day, because you'll find that if a school usually has a fantastic track program, usually their football team and basketball teams are good. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, and hopefully we'll get that track there. All right, Georgia, Florida this weekend down in Jacksonville. The line's still 3.5 for Florida.
It's come down to 2.5 already.
2.5 now, huh?
So, which is, the more I look at the line, the more I like what I see. But it's just a scary game. I heard a stat yesterday on our afternoon show. This kind of just
Rich Eisen or
the college,
Chuck Oliver.
Yeah,
Chuck Oliver, 5 to 7 on AM 1370. He talks college football. That's all he talks. College football.
Do you know when the last time a Georgia quarterback beat a Florida team the first time they faced them?
No.
1986.
1986 is the first time that a Georgia quarterback beat Florida the first time they competed against them. Who was that?
Greg Talley.
Greg Talley. Okay.
1986.
Wow.
I don't like that stat.
So neither one of our quarterbacks this year have competed against them, and so hopefully we can say the last time that a quarterback beat them was 2015.
Matthew Stafford didn't beat him the first time out. Aaron Murray didn't beat him the first time out. The last time a Georgia quarterback lined up against Florida for the first time and beat him, 1986.
Not even the quarterback for the Detroit Lions, huh?
Nope, Stafford didn't beat him
the first time either.
He beat him, but he didn't beat him the first time. Not many Georgia quarterbacks. They've won 20 the last 26. So.
Oh yeah, they won last 26 games.
So hadn't had a lot of success lately down in Jacksonville. But we need to win Saturday.
Gotta have it. Gotta put a big W up there for the Dogs.
Rick got a little testy Tuesday. I'm kind of disappointed Rick. He's not really giving his quarterback a vote of confidence, and he gets him bombarded by the quarterback.
What do you think he's doing that just to put pressure on him and say you got to perform?
This is just my thought process, and I've said this from day one. This was a decision that the offense coordinator made from day one, and
right.
I don't think Rick's been on board since day one.
Oh, okay. You think the offense coordinator wanted Grayson in,
right.
And
Rick Schottenheimer wanted Grayson, wanted the pro-style quarterback to run his offense. Rick gave him that authority to make that decision, but I don't think Rick's on board with the decision. I don't think Rick's been in Grayson's corner all season personally, but that's just me. That's the vibe I get from Athens. Rick and Schottenheimer are on opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to who should be quarterback.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens Saturday, Bob.
I'm just hoping, like I said, hopefully that
Grayson will have a great game.
Jacksonville Magic.
Okay, well, have a good day then.
Lindsey Scott, Jacksonville treated him well. So
That's right. Let's hope another Wayne County athlete does well down there in football.
maybe get another miracle.
Another miracle.
There
Big,
you
long 70-yard pass by Lambert the last minute, and time runs out, and we win by 4, huh?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. All right. All right. WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup.